Hey guys, so welcome to an outlining video. Today I'm going to be outlining Himiko Toga from My Hero Academia. If you haven't seen my drawings video, it's my coloring video of this drawing. It is in my drawings playlist if you want to see it. A big thanks again to a viewer. Her name is Jennifer Offner. She actually requested me to draw Karma Akabine from, I'm pretty sure I'm mispronouncing that right now, from Assassination Classroom, which is a show I never watched, but she requested me to draw Karma, so I did it. It's in my drawings playlist too. That video is already uploaded, so you can see that. But she requested a second drawing, which is really, to be honest, I want to thank you so much for that because it actually got me to practice more different types of hairstyles and different types of characters. Her eyes were kind of a bit different from what I typically draw, but I tried to do it all in my style and I think it turned out pretty well. Hope you like it too. Yeah, basically, I appreciate if you guys ever want to request certain characters and have me draw them, because to be honest, I like a lot of the characters that I draw. Okay, I'm going to start outlining and kind of talk. But a lot of the characters that I kind of draw are similar in some ways, like in terms of like their aesthetic, like they have spiky hair and they don't really have bangs from what I noticed. For like hairstyles, I notice a lot of characters that I like don't even really have bangs for their hair. So having that said, it's something new and I did my best with the hair. To be honest, I think it turned out all right. What do you guys think? Do you like the hair or it could have been better? I did draw in my style though, so it's a bit different from the anime itself, how she usually looks. But I love the challenge in terms of like, oh, I never draw a character like this, so I gotta figure out how to draw them, like, make them look like their personality, but in my style. Again, I do like anime style most of the time, anyways, but still, there was like some of this I never really drew hair in this style, so it was kind of cool to see how I was doing with it. The thing that I was most nervous about had to be the bangs because they're like super straight compared to like hair that I've drawn before where it's just spiky. And spiky is always easy for me to draw compared to like straight bangs because sometimes it looks weird, but I think it turned out really nice and I actually got it to look like it's naturally there, not just super straight and not human. Now I am outlining her face. Gonna outline her eyes. For her eyes, I normally don't add eyelashes, but for her, because her character has like pretty big eyelashes, I decided to add them in, just to kind of keep her aesthetic. She has like these wrinkles on the top of her forehead, on the top of her eyes, to kind of make her look a little bit more crazy, because her character is a little bit psychotic in a way. So I ended up adding that as well because I normally try to draw the wrinkles and like the double eyelids on her. On her character, she didn't really have like the double eyelids, but I tried to make it realistic in a way by adding those. So I think it turned out nice. Like her eyelashes look really pretty. She does, like in the anime, she has eyelashes underneath as well, but I ended up not drawing those and just kept to like the eyelashes being on top, and I think it worked out fine because it's like you still get the gist of the character. I kept her blush on her face because originally I wasn't going to, but then I was like, oh, it's all a part of the character design in terms of like her design. She typically has blush in the show, so I ended up keeping that. Now I'm outlining her hand. I wanted to do like kind of like a shy pose where like she had one hand up. She does have a pose where she has both hands up, and it's kind of cute yet creepy, but I ended up doing like half and half, like one hand up and one hand down, so it's kind of cute. It's kind of more cutesy, but she is evil, so I kept in mind like her eyes. Like she doesn't really look that crazy the way I drew her, but it was like close enough, I guess. I didn't want to make her too insane looking, like too intense. So try my best to have her look a bit cute. And I think it worked. Like, even though I don't like certain characters that much, I will say it's still fun to draw them in terms of like challenging yourself, because sometimes you don't like certain characters, but they have like different aesthetic compared to the characters that you like. So it is a better challenge, like if you ever want to do like challenging yourself, maybe like try drawing characters that you normally wouldn't, because their aesthetic is normally different from characters that you would like. Like I know Toga doesn't really have the same aesthetic as the characters that I like, because most of the characters I like, they kind of have similar aesthetic to each other. Like they have spiky hair. They're normally guys, to be honest, and their facial features are quite similar, except for like maybe the eyes. So there's a big difference in like characters that I'm not a huge fan of, but I can appreciate. And I think I really appreciate like the different art styles and aesthetics of different characters, even though they might not be like my favorite. But for Toga, I don't hate her necessarily as a character. It's just more so I do have like a long list of favorite characters, and like she's not on that list, but I can see why people like her a lot because she's super cute, and the character is really interesting, and you can also kind of relate to her in terms of like she's different. So her scarf is done. Now I'm going to outline her cardigan. She's kind of wearing like a cardigan school uniform. I like how she's cute, and then she has that big jaw piece on her neck. Um, I really like the jaw piece. It's not scary to me, but I'm pretty sure if I showed that to my dad, he'd be like terrified of that because he typically doesn't like stuff that I like. Like, if you ever play like Undertale and stuff like that, I like the skeletons, like sands and stuff. My dad doesn't like skeletons, anything related to the spooky stuff, really. I don't like ghosts or anything creepy, but skeletons don't really scare me that much. But that's just because they're a part of human anatomy, so it's like, it's not that bad compared to that. But also, I feel like different art styles kind of make skeletons look cutesy, like sands and papyrus. They look kind of cute. So, having that said, different aesthetic with different art styles do have a big effect on like how I'm gonna like characters like if it was like a creepy skeleton, maybe not. So what I did for Cardigan, I actually didn't really have the color that my voice is cracking randomly. So I didn't have the color that her cardigan really was in her hair. So what I did was I took the color that I used for her face, and basically the marker was dying, so it kind of had like a grayish tinge to it because it picked up from like all the pencil that it colored on before. So happened is I used that as like and just colored lightly with it. So actually this is the same color as the face, but you just can't tell that much because the face looks way darker because I press harder when I color the face. And it's a good technique. And then for like the shading of the cardigan and the hair, I use like different types of gray so that way it kind of looked like it was like a different color. Her hair was closer to like an ash blonde, so I gave her some light gray. And then for her cardigan, I gave like a darker gray, so that way it's like a darker color kind of. So different tips for different techniques. How I how I normally draw, but definitely if you have like multiple different markers and you have like a whole bunch, you can definitely just draw with like different markers and just use one marker for those. But for me, I only have this amount of markers, so I end up doing different things and different techniques so that way you can still like be like, oh, it looks like a different color even though it's not. So it's cool because I kind of figured it out when I was drawing. I was like, okay, what if I just lightly go over? I'm trying to do like some wrinkles. I did some wrinkles here just so that way you can kind of get the gist of like where her legs are, but you can't see her legs. So I kind of wanted the shape to be there still. But here is the overview of the drawing. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Check down in the description box below. All my social media is there. You can go like and follow those, and her process work will be posted on there. If you want to see my other My Hero Academia characters or any anime drawings, check out my drawings playlist. And thanks again to Jennifer Offner for requesting a couple of these characters to draw. They're super fun to draw. Honestly, it's kind of refreshing because I normally don't draw these types of characters, but it's refreshing because I'm always drawing like Kirishima and Bakugo, so this is like something else completely. But even though, like, again, even if you guys request characters that I don't like, Jennifer Offner was like the first person who ever requested anything from me to be drawn in my style. But if you happen to request a character, like, don't worry if I don't personally like the character. I'll still draw it because it's good practice. It's just like personal preferences and everything, but I still like to draw like different characters because it's more challenging. Like the more you like do different characters and try to do different poses according to their personality and stuff like that. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. Yeah, bye.